So I think Jake Paul got a point. Just go do it. Just do blackface and do it.
I want to ask you something because I've been, over the last couple of days, calling makeup artists, and I was going to do a response to this and like go and do like the full on
Darker?
Yeah.
Jake Paul. I want to go to Jake Paul real quick. Jake Paul and the whole Druski thing. Let me just add this context real quick. If I was advising Turning Point USA, if I was the advisor, and Druski came out and did that little thing, I would have said, just make fun of it. Don't say nothing or make fun of it. Don't get mad at it because culture will turn it around against you. Interject yourself in the culture. When Charlie Kirk was alive and South Park made that skit about him, it was not favorable to him. It was funny. I thought it was funny. Charlie Kirk changed his thumbnail to the South Park thing. It was kind of funny, right? It was kind of funny. I know that it's a touchy situation because the way Erika lost Charlie and all of that. But I think that the biggest F you or spit in your face or the kickback is just change your thumbnail to the Druski thing. I mean, change your profile pic to Druski. And it takes the sting out of anything anybody tried to do because you like making fun of it. Like, that's funny. Ha, ha, ha. Even whether you feel like it's funny or not, you take the sting out of it. People call me Tatum Sting. I don't give a. I wear the yarmulke on y'all fools. I'll put the swirls and everything. Don't play with me. I'm trying to look for the outfit. I'll show up on my show with the swirls and everything with a Talmud in my hand. I don't care what you fools think. Y'all think it make me mad. You get paid, but man, I wish them Jews paid me, man. I don't need no payment to tell the truth. Anyway. But here's Jake Paul saying that he might try to attempt to do the reverse of what Druski did. Roll the clip.
I want to ask you something because I've been, over the last couple of days, calling makeup artists, and I was going to do a response to this and like go and do like the full on
Darker?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And do it and just do it back because why not?
Yeah.
Like, are we on the same playing field? Like,
I think if there's a way to do it, singing in well, even this sentence, but if there's a way to do it, I've been here many times. If there's a way to do it, I think there needs to be some black support for the character, I think. Like I'm saying, like say if Druski or I'm trying to think of somebody else.
Charles Barkley.
If you got one of those guys to be like, hey, Theo, I want you to do this skit with me. Let's do this.
But still, that's no.
You think it is?
Yeah.
To me, there's a level of like,
doesn't that make us more like prejudice?
Like more prejudice?
That makes us, if we have to partner with someone. Druski just dropped this.
And he's done it a couple of times,
exactly. I love it. This is great. This is how humans should be.
I agree.
We should make fun of each other. And I don't see in color, I see in truth and comedy. So, like, what are we talking about?
So you're saying
what era are we living in?
Dude, Justin Trudeau did, and he's freaking dating Katy Perry. You see that, Justin Trudeau, the mayor of freaking Canada?
I was just with them. I was just with them.
No, you were not.
Yeah, at the JP Morgan summit.
He was B-facing. Look at him right there in the middle. Look at the one in the hat in the middle.
He got caught for this before?
Yeah, look how dark he went. I mean, he went.
But to be fair, that picture's in black and white, so we can't tell how dark he went.
But that's fair. That's kind of fair. What about Jimmy Kimmel when he was blacking around over there? Bring that up, huh? Hey, look at him just blacking. I mean, look at that. Even the cross eyes.
That's Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah.
That's not Shaq.
That ain't Shaq, dude.
He tried to throw a little joke in there. It didn't really land like he wanted to. But what do y'all think, man? I have mixed feelings about this, right? and I always have to check myself on this. It's just like when I hear a white person say the N-word. The first time I hear it, it's like repulsive, right? It's like, wait a minute, wait a minute. But then I'm like, but why do I care? It's a stupid word and nobody should be saying it anyway. So if I don't care if a black person said it, or the same feeling I have when a black person said it should be an equal feeling if a white person said it. Why am I subconsciously being biased against this? It's a stupid word. It doesn't matter who said it, it's still a stupid word. But then you go on and you say blackface. Druski does it. Remember the white chicks? They do it, and nobody's really. It's funny. But then if a white person do blackface, everybody got they in their feelings. So I think Jake Paul got a point. Just go do it. Just do blackface and do it. The problem is the double standard. Cause I'm telling you what, if Jake Paul were to do it and it's funny, people won't be able to openly express how funny it is, especially if you're in the black community, because everybody cowards and they mad. I mean, you know, the celebrities that start counseling you and everything else, nobody want to hang out with you when everybody thought it was funny, but because you wearing blackface, everybody got to hate you. Everybody got to say, no, I don't endorse that. Or if they do endorse it, his friend, they'll text him, but they won't say nothing publicly. That's what would happen to him. It's not that he can't pull it off and it not be funny. It's that people wouldn't support him in doing it, and everybody else would be running from the drama. That's pretty much what would happen. Hey, y'all, I got to talk about this next topic. This is one of those things where when you on the internet, death scrolling, and you run across something crazy, this is what it is. You know, we talk about the war in Iran and all the violence that's going over there. And of course, I love that we whooping their socks off. We all know we don't want to be in a never-ending war. But one thing that I don't realize, or at least I didn't consider, was the residual effect of war, period. Whether it's in Ukraine, whether it's in Iran, whether it's in, you name it. I didn't really consider that when we drop bombs over there and we blow them to smithereens, that some of that stuff residually comes back to the United States of America. Every war that we fight around the world, it comes back to the United States of America. It has a negative effect. But here's a video that I saw. We always hear about those drones and fiber optic cables. I thought it was a one-line fiber optic, meaning that the drone go here, and it's a cord that's with it, and then when the drone is over, they cut the cord. Look at this video of fiber optics left behind after a drone literally flew. It looked like 1,000 miles over an entire city. Look at this.
Why is this town covered in spider webs? And yes, this is real. The answer is those are not spider webs. That is fiber optic cable. And that is what warfare looks like in 2026. Those videos were posted from the front lines in Ukraine. We've now hit the 4-year anniversary of the Russian invasion, and right now the war is mostly being fought with these, just hobbyist drones. And to prevent the drones from being jammed, they trail behind them mile after mile of fiber optic cable. And now the landscape is absolutely covered in thousands of miles of this cable. Ukraine says something like 80% of casualties are the result of these drones. You can almost miss it in this clip, but if you look closely, you can see the light glinting off of the layer of fiber optic cable that lays over this field. I mentioned before in a video that birds have started building nests out of this cable and presumably will be doing so for centuries.
Now, if you don't find that to be absolutely crazy, I don't know what to tell you. You got to think that stuff is not biodegradable. But I had to bring an expert on and talk about this stuff because we need to dive into it. So here to explain it, to unpack it with me, is the founder of Brightcore, which is Kim Bright. Kim, welcome back to the show. Let's talk about it.
Hey, Brandon, thanks for having me back. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I mean,
Yeah.
those same drones are the ones being used in the war in Iran. And those fiber optic cables are primarily glass, but then they're coated and bundled with plastics and resins and protective polymers. And then over time, these plastic jackets and coatings are going to degrade due to the UV exposure and the heat and the friction and the chemical weathering that's going to occur. And then what happens is breakdown contributes heavy metals, microplastics, nanoplastics into our soil, our waterways, and our air. But the toxic aftermath of these war zones are going way beyond the fiber optic cables left behind by these drones. I mean, there are all these different ways that warfare actually contribute to toxic pollution.
Yeah, and we got this news article from Los Angeles Times, and this is a pretty interesting look at, kind of what this stuff looks like in war and how the debris is just, those clouds don't just dissipate. They have to go somewhere.
Oh no, every time a missile goes off, Brandon, or a bomb's exploding, those microplastic particles are going to be released in the upper atmosphere, and then they spread globally, making their way into the air we're breathing, the food we're eating, as you said. No matter where anybody lives these days, these microplastics are going to have a significant impact on your health. And these microplastics, they're the tiny plastic particles that form when larger plastic items are going to break down through sunlight, heat, friction, and then they're found everywhere. They've in the oceans, in the rivers, in the soil, in the food, the drinking water, and the air, because these particles are so small. They easily move through the whole food chain and can enter our bloodstream and our organs. And then these are absorbed, we ingest them, we inhale them into our human bodies through the skin, our gastrointestinal system, and our lungs.
We got a clip, Joe Rogan, I think he talks about this on one of the clips we got. I want to play that clip.
It's like 90+% of people have phthalates in their system. You're getting it. If you're microwaving food, you eat processed food, you're getting it. You're getting a certain amount of microplastics in your diet. It's as high as a credit card of microplastic you consume a week.
That little clip, I know it's short, but it's crazy. I feel like I have tons of that, all that microwave stuff that I be doing, but that's interesting that Joe Rogan said that.
It's crazy because microplastics are now found in, get this, 94% of our drinking water in the United States. 94%, Brandon. And 88% of our meat, our seafood, and other protein sources, including things like tofu. It's incredible. Humans are ingesting now 6 times more microplastics than we did in 1990. We're inhaling these microplastics with every breath we're taking in. And the average American inhales 68,000 microplastic particles every single day.
I wonder, do people know how bad this is? I mean, even a person like me that try to be health conscious, I'm like, it's insane how prevalent this is. We got another clip that we want to play about the microplastics. Go ahead, roll the clip.
One recent study showed the level of microplastics in the frontal cortex of our brains increased by about 50% between 2016 and 2024.
You cannot take the current exposure levels to plastic and say, let's double them in the human race and just see what happens. I mean, that's just idiotic.
The problem is that plastic never fully decomposes. It just breaks down into smaller and smaller pieces. When it becomes smaller than 5 millimeters, that's about the width of a pencil eraser, it's called a microplastic. But then a subset called nanoplastics can get much, much smaller. So small that they can't even be seen with the human eye.
There has been increasing chronic disease. We know that some of that is from many of these chemicals that are used in plastics.
I'm perplexed that we've gotten to this point, to be quite honest.
It's been going on for a long time, and of course, nobody's covering it, and people don't know. They're not aware, and it's raising incidence, Brandon, of early onset dementia, and Alzheimer's, and even mental health issues. There's a new study out that showed microplastics were found in 9 out of 10 prostate cancer tissue samples. 9 out of 10. And that's because these microplastics are causing inflammation, oxidative stress. They are actually altering our DNA, and all which dramatically increase our risk of developing cancer and other chronic diseases. And did you know this? Do you have any awareness that people with microplastic plaque in their veins and arteries are 4.5 times more likely now to die from heart attack or stroke? And on top of that, microplastics have been shown to impact our thyroid, our hormones, our or obesity, metabolism, energy levels, even our muscle mass and bone density. These things are affecting.
And it's crazy that even though we know, even though we were made aware of this, and I think that our government knows for sure, it's like we see we see the negative fallout and all that, but we still keep producing the product. We won't stop. That's the thing. I look at this and I say, look at the harmful effects, but we won't stop doing it. And I think we got another clip on this. Let's play the clip. I just don't understand. Is it the money? Is it convenience? I don't understand why we just won't, mitigate some of this stuff for the society or the next generation. But we got a clip. Roll the clip of the microplastic.
ExxonMobil and Shell made over $110 billion in combined revenue from their chemical businesses in 2024.
That's why.
Plastics is the growth area. They know how to do it. They already have access to the gas that you need to make plastics. They're not constrained at all by what happens to people. They don't care about that. They just see this as, okay, what do my shareholders need? How am I going to make a ton of money?
I think that the oil and gas majors all see a major opportunity. They've been investing very heavily, billions of dollars, into building plastic producing facilities. So when they're losing some of their profit center or expect to be losing some of their core profit centers, this is a place where they might be able to make up some of that lost profit.
Don't you think, Brandon, if they're going to make a lot of money and it's the bottom line and they're going to make more plastics, shouldn't they be responsible for cleaning them up? I do. I mean, because here we are, we're competing as humans with a profit-driven industry. And so if we try and avoid plastic bottles and containers and synthetic materials like polyester in our clothing, or we cut down on packaged foods or processed foods, well, these are all important steps, but limiting our use of plastics not enough. I mean, we have to take active steps to remove these toxins from our bodies before they do irreversible damage. And I found this brand new study that just came out that shows how kimchi can actually eliminate and extract microplastics from our bodies. Now, researchers isolated a specific strain of lactic acid bacteria, also known as LAB, and administered this bacteria to a test group. And when compared with the control group, that group didn't receive lactic acid bacteria strain. When they compared it, they found twice as many microplastics excreted in the feces. This isn't great news. And essentially what that means is that this LAB strain that's unique to kimchi was extremely effective in removing plastics in vivo. And this is just the most recent study showing kimchi's powerful ability to rid the body of harmful microplastics. But there's another strain that they found in kimchi called Bacillus pumilus, and that's been shown to degrade BPA. That's the most toxic chemical in plastic. And the reason that kimchi is so effective is because of the direct impact it has on our gut microbiome. So keeping our gut microbiome healthy, having that perfect balance of good and bad bacteria, that's what determines the health of our entire body. And the diversity of bacteria in our gut is what helps us eliminate toxins like heavy metals, plastics, and other harmful chemicals. And it's also the reason why kimchi helps crowd out harmful microbes in our gut, eliminating funguses like candida, killing nasty parasites, and defending against dangerous viruses.
Yeah, that sounds very nasty. The name of those just thinking of these nasty little parasites. But anyway, can you explain for my audience again, like how or why the gut microbiome is so important?
Well, it's so important because it plays a central role in nearly every system of our bodies. It acts kind of like a command center for our overall health. And the trillions of microbes that are in our gut, they help regulate our digestion, our nutrient absorption, our immune function, our metabolism, and even our brain chemistry through the gut-brain axis. And that's the highway that connects the gut to our brain. And so when you have a balanced microbiome, This is going to support energy levels, mood, skin health, and weight management, while imbalances are going to be linked to issues ranging from inflammation, weakened immunity, hormonal disruptions, and cognitive decline. And in many ways, the health of the gut, it really does set the foundation for the health of our entire body. And kimchi, this centuries-old food, contains over 900 strains of beneficial bacteria that help keep our gut in balance, which is why you see so many studies about the health benefits of kimchi and not about other fermented foods.
Yeah, we got a clip here or a graphic. Let's put that graphic up on the screen. Kimchi diet reduces fat or body fat by 31.8%. You know, I think, Kim, this is one of those things I think people aren't really realizing either. You know how they have these GLP-1s and all this stuff, and everybody want to lose weight. I think a lot of times people are not realizing that a lot of this has to do with gut, and gut issues cause inflammation, and inflammation makes it almost impossible for you to lose weight the way people want to. And I think that's a pretty interesting thing that I've noticed so far.
When your gut is out of balance, your body can't communicate right, and you're going to get heavier, and you're not going to be able to think well, and all the things are affected, heart, everything. So you've got to keep that gut in balance. But let me read you just a few of the many studies, the titles, because we'd be here all day if I read them all. There's so many, but there's a study that shows eating kimchi every day for 12 weeks does far more than improve gut health. It actually trains your immune system to fight smarter. Then cancer preventative potential of kimchi lactic acid bacteria. Bioactive compounds in kimchi improve the cognitive and memory functions impaired by amyloid beta. Brandon, that's a key marker of Alzheimer's disease.
Wow.
And then kimchi linked to enhanced immune function, improved gut health, and better metabolic markers like blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. Then, as you said, kimchi diet reduces body fat by 31.8% in a preclinical study. And then we've got anti-aging effects and mechanisms of kimchi where it actually slows down the aging of human cells.
Wow, this is like a God nutrient. It's almost
Yeah.
like it's one of those things where like God created it, we need to be utilizing it because it makes things better.
Yeah, and guess what? Kimchi doesn't have a black box on it, or, all the things that are going to happen to you if you take these other drugs, GLPs, or, any
Yeah.
of those things. This is food God gave us, naturally fermented food. And the key to getting all these benefits from kimchi is daily consumption. Every research paper I read, they're taking it every day. So that's why we created Kimchi One. And whether you like the taste of kimchi or not, I happen to love it, but it's not something that's easy to eat every day for everybody. But now it is, because we've made these convenient capsules that people can take every single day. We use a cold process drying method, Brandon, to retain all of its fiber, the nutrition of the actual fermented kimchi. And it's low in sodium, unlike store-bought, 100% made in the USA, and it's all natural and non-GMO. And, we have so many people calling us or writing us letters that say they are experiencing so much success with this product, with Kimchi One. People that had tried so many other things, they had digestion that was just so bad, now is better. Regularity, totally great. People who had problems with their immune system and they used to get sick all the time, they're not getting sick anymore. And people with diabetes, so many have diabetes, they couldn't control their blood sugar levels. Now their blood sugar levels are evening out. And people with high blood pressure and cholesterol problems, amazing stories from that.
I love that. I'm glad you mentioned that. Diabetes is a big one, especially people in my community, people that I grew up, people in my family. I mean, have these comorbidity type ailments, and if they had a better gut with kimchi, they probably, it probably would fare better for them. So that's
Oh,
great.
yes,
But we got something for
definitely.
my audience, right? I think we got something for them. Is
Well,
that
I'd
we?
love for them to get healthier. Yes. So we're going to give you, if you go if you click the link below and use code Tatum,
Oh, we
you'll
got it
get
right there.
25% off. Or if you call in to 888-751-4429, you'll get up to 50% off plus free shipping. And the first 100 callers are going to get a free bottle of vitamin D3 plus K2 with their order. And I just want you to know we also donate a portion of the proceeds to the Wounded Warrior Project.
Wow.
So we can show our support for the troops who fight for our freedom. We really want to show our appreciation for all the sacrifices they're making. And just remember, you only get the best discounts in that free bottle of vitamin D3 plus K2 when you call 888-751-4429.
Kim, thank you so much for coming on. We always love to have you, and thank you for giving, such a generous discount for my audience. And I encourage everybody, if you see it, make sure you go in there, give it a try. I use it. It works great for me. But Kim, thank you so much, and God bless you.
Brendan, thank you for having me on again, and God bless you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Kim Bright, the founder of Brightcore. You guys have to go and give it a try. I'm telling you, I wish I have a picture of it for you guys. Like literally in my closet, we have a bench there with the drawers in it, and on top of the drawers, kimchi one. I take turns taking it with my wife. She gets some, I get some. We take it right before we go to bed. So it's a product that works. It works really well, and take advantage of that discount.